Good morning, y'all. I just woke up and I'm going to walk you through my morning routine. These are really going to be the habits that just fit within the morning, not in a rigid or structured step, but just this is what I do in the morning to set the day up for success. So let's go. Dinner! Let's eat dinner. Let's also turn on a light. Ta-da! Millie, don't you want dinner, baby? Look, that's your dinner. Look. Yeah. So once they start eating, I fill up my water. We have the reverse osmosis water filter system from Water Drop. It is amazing. We love this thing. We use it so much. So simple. You fill up, I think it's about a gallon or a little bit more than a gallon of water, and you can select how many ounces you want to pour out at a time. Press a button, fills up your cup. And the way we do it, because we use it so much, we will typically fill up water bottles and then put it in this. So then we have water that's already ready to go. Drinking clean water is so important. There's so much junk in water that we don't even know about. There is a site, I'll link it below. I forget it at the top of my head, but you can look up what is in the water where you live. You can put your zip code in and it'll pull up anything that has been found in your local water. It's nuts. So if you're trying to shift into eating healthy and putting good things in your body, starting with clean water is one of the best places to start. There are so many places you can start, but with food, it is a little harder because you're eating it and then you're continuously having to restock that food, and that's a big investment to start up with off the bat almost. But with clean water, and it doesn't have to be an intense system, but even this, it's going to be a couple of $100, and then you continue to use it until that filter wears out, which we have not had that happen yet. And I believe from what we read, it's about a year until you have to change out the filter. So you really have that for a good bit of time that you are going to have clean water. You put tap water in, it cleans it up for you. Now, reverse osmosis does clean it up the most. So there are other water filters that will still leave certain things in, and certain good things almost, like the reverse osmosis will even take out the good minerals the trace minerals that we want to have in water. So it is just something to be mindful of. It's not hard to get those minerals back into your diet. So we would prefer to have the water be so pure, and then use electrolytes or just salt your food, which we salt our food anyways, making sure to get those minerals back within your diet. There really are so many kinds of water filters out there, and you can, if you really want to start small, you can get the handheld like pitcher filters for your fridge. That's what we started with. I think a Brita water filter. They don't do as good of a job, but it is a great step. All of these things, they're going to require first steps one time. So choose things that matter first, that are maybe lacking within your current routine, and try to start there. Your level of what that looks like can be different. Water pitcher, counter filter, You can do it under the sink, like it's connected to your faucet. You can do it that way. Do your research, find out, but it's a great thing. Right now I'm drinking greens and creatine. These are just super greens from Ancient Nutrition, mango flavor. They're pretty good. They still have a green taste, but that's to be expected, but they're good. And then creatine, this is just Walmart brand, but it's creatine monohydrate, and that's what you want to look for. Just a singular ingredient of creatine. You can tell I'm raspy because I have not drank yet, but here we go. We're gonna mix it all together, and it's time to go outside. Let's see, I bet it's gonna be chilly. Yes, I feel it. I feel it. Oh, yeah, let's go. Oh my goodness. After a night of sleep, this is just so good. Maybe not even the flavor, just water. It's so good. All right, the next part of my morning, everyday staple, time in the Bible. This is also the time Millie begins to go crazy. A few months back, we would walk at 6 a.m., but it's not light now until after 7. And she is such a routine dog too, that I think she's still just like, why are you sitting down right now? We need to be going walking. I know, but it's dark, honey. I don't like to walk in the dark. I like to walk in the light, in the sunshine. I thought instead of just filming me read, which I am, I'm not going to talk all through this because I genuinely want to just read. But I thought before, to start off, reading your Bible can be a little intimidating. I do sometimes just read, but I love for it to make sense too. So I use MacArthur, Study Bible. Now you can read just through this. It has the Bible up at the top, but then the bottom half is all commentary. So they are explaining it to you. They pull out, there are some things like the location or the dates of things or genealogy, like further genealogy, or sometimes just this is what this means during this time period and how it can relate to you now in 2025. They don't literally say that, but that's the idea, that this is why it mattered so much at this time, because there are times that you'll read something and you're like, oh my gosh, that's crazy that that was happening. But then it will show you, maybe why it was happening or where they were in history. I am reading right now in Genesis. So not to get too deep into this, but I am starting back at the creation of the world. And I've actually never studied Genesis. It is super interesting. I'm halfway through Genesis right now. I'm on, a little bit more. I'm on Genesis 30, I believe. Yeah. This is the Old Testament. So just a quick little thing on that. The Old Testament holds a lot of heaviness because it is before Jesus came and died and rose again. The New Testament, this is after the death of Jesus. He rose from the dead and he created a new covenant with the world, with people, that we can become. We can come to him, we can be in relationship with him, we can walk a new life. We can be restored, redeemed, and walk in redemption with him in relationship. We weren't able to have relationship with God. This was the Old Testament, the Old Covenant is very separate. It's giving us history, it's giving us what was going on at the time. It's leading up, it's showing us the storyline of leading up to the birth of Jesus, to the life of Jesus, to the death of Jesus. So where our story begins to unfold, but what really is the Christian life now that we can know because of this is the New Testament. That's why the Gospels are a really great place to start. I love the New Testament. I would read it over and over and over again. It's beautiful, but I want to know more about the history of it. So that's why I'm starting way back in Genesis, working my way through. We'll probably bounce around some, but yeah, this is my setup. I'll read a few verses, follow it up with commentary, write out anything that I want noted within my Bible, and I have my pens and highlighters, and then go to town. All right, I'm gonna start reading. Are we gonna go for a walk? All right, what a great walk. It is beautiful out, 60s, crisp, sweater weather, but shorts. That's my favorite combo. Time for coffee. The daily goal of mine is 10 to 15,000 steps. And so starting that off in the morning is one of my favorite ways to do it. And two of the hoopy habits, one is steps, but steps means daily movement, moving your body on a daily basis and accumulating low intensity movement. And one of the best ways you can do that is walking. So steps. If I get above 15, that's a really good day. And it happens, I would say 3 times a week, 3 days out of the week, I am above 15, but I like to have that range just so that, on crazy days, if I'm not above 15, we're good. Life is still good. That average is still going to shoot me up for the full week. The other S habit is sunshine, and that means fresh air, getting outside, steps and sunshine. All right, moving on. I combined that because I did not talk on our walk, but now we're getting into breakfast. Make my latte. It's a protein latte, and while that is going, I will get eggs started. My breakfast is so simple. It's not fancy. I do in my mind, I want to get to the point where it's this glamorous, fun breakfast, but just knowing me, I'm someone that I like to get breakfast made within a handful of minutes so that I can get moving. And so my more fun meals come later in the day. Breakfast is just get some protein on my plates. Yeah, so a protein coffee, eggs, a muffin. I won't even call it a protein muffin, but it's the pumpkin muffins I've been talking about on Instagram. They do have 8 grams of protein per muffin. It's low sugar, low carb, and higher in protein for a muffin. Okay, eggs are cracked. Coffee is grinded. We're gonna fill up 2 shots of espresso. These beans, duh, I poured them in here and threw the bag out. Counterculture, fast forward. Oh, they're so good. So good. I'm doing 2 shots. I'm doing a protein coffee with, one of my favorite ways to do protein coffee is with a Fairlife Core Power vanilla shake. I don't have any right now though. So We're gonna do protein powder with milk. I do a little bit of half and half to kind of thicken it up and blend that together and then pour the espresso over that. So it's almost like a protein shake over ice. Okay, so we're gonna get, this is the DeLonghi all-in-one combination. I have found about 16 grams of coffee grounds is the sweet spot in here. For 2 shots, you want 14 to 18 grams. You can fit 16 to 17-ish. I could probably fit 18. Let's see if we can try it. I've just found that to be the sweet spot. That's 18. Okay, let's see. It's a lot. All right, let's tamp it down and see. This machine does work great though. So if you're looking for an espresso maker, of course there's Breville. I would like one at some point, I think, but this really does work well. And the reason we chose this is because Cody does not do espresso. He does just brewed drip black coffee in a pot. He's my simple man. So, I don't know if you can, yeah, you could probably see. Pot of coffee on one. It's the DeLonghi all-in-one. So, it works great for us. Now, if you have a ton of counter space or you just want to have like a huge coffee bar setup, you could totally do a Breville and a regular coffee pot. We just don't have a ton of space and we'd rather have it be simplified right here. So we have this machine and it's awesome. Enough water, let me see. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so we did get 18 grams and I'm doing 25 seconds. I'm like all over the place. Okay, these are the protein muffins, protein pumpkin muffins. They're so good. I do keep them in the fridge because I don't eat things like this fast enough. And the last batch I had molded because which like I love. I love to know my food molds because you know it's good stuff. But also I was sad because I couldn't finish them, had to make more, didn't have one that day. Put this on the pumpkin muffin. It is so good. It's farmer cheese. I had never heard of it. I found it at Fresh Market. It's basically whipped cottage cheese, which you could do in a blender. But if you don't like the cottage cheese texture, but you want the benefits, all of the bacteria and the good cultures from cottage cheese, this is a really, really great one. Put it on the muffin though. I do weird things. If you can't tell, I have like 500 things going on at once, all of the time. I do about 8 grams, 6 to 8 grams of this on each half. It's just a nice way to add some protein and some good bacteria. I do Greek yogurt every day as well. It incorporates lots of things for good gut health. And so this is one, and I just can't get behind cottage cheese. I haven't been able to yet, at least. Yum. It's so good. The texture is so creamy, but it's thicker than Greek yogurt. Next, I do 2 ounces of half and half. And then I finish up to 6 ounces with milk. This is cookies and cream. Blend this up, put ice in it, and pour the espresso. Okay, 4 to 5 ice cubes. And now we pour. Look at that color. So good. Also, don't mind, I just realized you can see my nails. I use gel nails that I do at home, and so 9 of them have been able to pop off, and this one is just sticking around. So yes, I have 1 nail right now. All right, it's breakfast time. Decided to eat outside because it's perfect. This is the finished simple product. 3 eggs, a protein pumpkin muffin, and then this is, oh, this is like at least 15 grams of protein. This whole meal is a little over 40 grams of protein. So that is, I try to eat at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I eat well over that. I eat about 150 grams a day, and that's good for me. But starting off a protein forward breakfast, game changer, my friend, game changer. So we're gonna eat this. Something I do in the morning is go through the client dashboard and I update my own. These are just things that I track in here every day. It's my sleep score, sleep time, average heart rate overnight, average HRV, a checkbox of if I had quiet time, if I had outside time, steps from yesterday. So a few of those I'm checking in right now. I'm gonna look at Garmin, see my sleep score, my HRV, my heart rate, check off if I had my morning quiet time, my morning outside time. And then the rest, I'm gonna look back at yesterday, mark down my daily steps, how much water I had, how many calories I burned, how many calories I took in, and then the breakdown of that, protein, carbs, fat, and I track fiber as well. Then I'll check off what training I did. So if it was a strength day, a conditioning day, both, or rest, the average RPE of that total session or combined. So how difficult was the session, training minutes, how long I trained, and then the last one is just my cycle day, where I am in my cycle. So that is what I will do while I eat, and then we're gonna train in a handful of minutes. I ended up doing a little bit more than expected. I am known for that. Got the newsletter done, sent an inbox to you. If you're not on our newsletter, you can click the link below to hop on. They're mostly just letters that we send out on Tuesdays and Fridays. Today I talked about competency and building skills, getting good at things so that you become confident and you become elite. This is something Code talked about the other day on Instagram, and the idea of it is something we talk about often, that you have to, one, know what you want to accomplish, and this can be thought of as your goals or an outcome you're working towards, but on a bigger scale of this, where do you want to be? What do you want to be able to look back on in your life and have accomplished? What would success look like for you? And being able to work backwards, reverse engineer that of what skills does that require? What actions do I have to take to accomplish those skills, to become good at those skills, and to stack wins? We need to stack these small victories so that we become confident in our capabilities, and ultimately leads to becoming good at things, competent at things, and elite, if you want to think of it that way. So that is what we talked about in today's newsletter. I think it was a good one, but you can go to our Instagram and watch Code talk about it too. He has a great way of just talking and making things interesting and simplifying everything. So you can do that as well if you are not on the newsletter list yet, but I would encourage you to hop on. We try to keep it fun. It's always valuable, never not spam. It's 2 times a week. You can unsubscribe at any point if you like, if we're bothering you. We need to lift. We need to get it done because I have errands to run, more work to get done, get ready for the night, hang out with Code, walk the dogs. It's a fun day in the app. Right now we're doing a split of 4 strength sessions per week, which is normal for us. But Monday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday are full body. And then Friday is still full body, but it's almost skill focused. So we're doing Turkish get-ups, pistol squats, more unilateral work, carries. It's a fun Friday to finish off the week of lifts. So there's not really pressure going into it of like, oh, it's a heavy squat or a heavy deadlift. It's just a fun day to move around, and I like finishing the week off like that. All right, let's get going. All right, I just finished up the primer section of today's workout. For us, that is the structure that we follow within all of our strength sessions. We start off the day with an explosive movement and a core movement. And today we had lateral kettlebell swings and a hollow body. So those are wrapped up. And we're gonna move into the next portion, which is typically a strength. So it's our heaviest movement of the day, where there's longer rest, higher RPE, more effort in terms of lower reps and higher weight. But for today on Fridays, we are doing more skill based. So it's kind of subbed in that sense. And we have one strength movement. For today, we have two skill movements. We have the Turkish get up and a pistol squats. Whew. Okay, so we're done with the pistol squat and Turkish get up, and now we're onto a single leg RDL and a half kneeling overhead press. I love Fridays because most of our strength sessions and just my mentality is always heavy weight. Grab the heaviest weight you can do, get through the reps, make it a hard workout. And Friday is fun because it's a different kind of hard. It takes more mental awareness and focus, because it's almost all unilateral work. But anyways, that's what we're doing next. Here we go. All right, we're done with those. That was the build section of our workout. Those are the two movements where we bump up the reps a little bit. RPE drops maybe slightly or stays about the same, but with the reps going up, the weight is still gonna go down. And like I was saying, we're doing single side unilateral work today, so that weight is already lowered in general. So it's a really nice, just fun movement Friday. And now we're moving into the last three movements of the day, which is our pump section. A lot of the time that means bands or lighter weights, and we're going for reps up to 30 reps within these three movements. It's a fun way to really pump up and burn out for the end. Today is still a little different because Friday's just been a little different. So for today's sort of finisher, we're doing a bear hug style carry. Now, I don't have a sandbag that I can use or a heavy med ball, which is the best way to do a bear hug carry. You're ideally gonna have your arms kind of wrapped around your sandbag or medicine ball and doing a carry that way, but I don't have one. So I'm doing more of a goblet style with a kettlebell. So we're gonna do a carry, then we're gonna do a dead hang for time. So that's why we're doing more of a bear hug where it's less of grip strength, and then into a dead hang for time where that's all grip strength. And then the third is a banded rotation. The range on these is 15 to 30 reps, and I'm probably gonna do 15 reps each of that and just make them good quality rotations. So we're gonna get started. Last three things of the day, 3 rounds, and here we go. For the carry, I literally just walk around our backyard. I set the timer, just gonna hold it like this, and we're gonna walk around our backyard. that could not have been any better timer. Timer done. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have 3 rounds dead hang for time. Overhead positioning is really terrible from past shoulder things. And so this is one of my favorites to do as mobility, just literally hanging here and getting myself in that overhead position. It's also great in the sense of grip strength. Okay, that's 105. It is now 10 a.m. 4 hours now, walking you through the morning with these things just seamlessly into the morning. So we started off drinking water, hydrating first, getting our quiet time in the Word, going outside to have our steps and our sunshine, sustenance when we packed our plates with especially lots of protein. That looks different throughout the day, but sustenance is going to mean here getting lots of quality food in your diet, higher protein, higher fiber, lots of color. So we have that started for the day there. A strength session, that is something we want to do, shoot for 3 to 4 times a week. If you're on our app, we have 4 scheduled for you, and this is my 4th for the week, so now we're checking this off. These habits will continue throughout the day, continuing to clock some steps, continuing to get outside as much as possible. As you can see, a lot of my morning has already been outside. If you can work outside, if you can just take some work breaks and head outside for a quick walk around your office, whatever that looks like for you, try to seamlessly fit it in. Continuing to drink water, continuing to have good meals of good sustenance, and we're going to keep checking off these habits for the day. So thank you so much for hanging out. If you want to see more videos like this, like and subscribe. I'm excited to keep making these easy kind of follow along of how habits seamlessly fit into my life and how it's a joyful part of my rhythm rather than a rigid routine where I'm trying to check things off in a hurry or in a rushed, rigid, structured way. They're just the part of my intentional living. So yeah, I hope you have a great, today's Friday. Hope you have a great weekend whenever this comes out. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you soon.